500. So basically this behind me is a Citroen 2CV. It has the engine, it has the gearbox, it has the running gear, it has suspension, it even has a set of wheels, very similar. The steering's out of the Citroen H2 van, and the body is obviously made by Lohr. They made trailers mostly, but in this case they made this sort of space frame for this, what should we call it, buggy, and there's sort of a fiberglass nose and rear to it. So let's go and have a quick comparison between this and a 2CV. Okay, so the engine is underneath the driving seat. So basically we need to lift the driving seat up out the way. That's good. And then we go into here and we simply lift the Citroen 2CV engine. We've got here is where the spark is produced. It sends it round in these leads and it goes into, there's one of the cylinders down there. There's the second one down in there. You can see the carburetor on the top, the alternator on the top, and the oil cooler. Down in here is where the fan is, and that spins round. So I think this drops down as well. So we'll just undo this quickly to show you. And then, whoops-a-daisy, there's the front fan, as you will recognise from any 2CV. So I'm going to splice in now some footage of a real 2CV, and you can see how similar it is, including the braking system. So you can see here the gearbox is at the back, and you can see the brakes. There's bands on these two drums either side. The actual brakes themselves around here at the front, and you can see they're inboard brakes. So on the inside, which allows to use the 2CV joint, and the suspension arm is going back. So all of this, as you can recognise, as I will show you in the video in a moment, is 2CV equipment. Push inwards and they go into the suspension unit here. So this is giving suspension to the rear and to the front. And then here is the fuel tank. To get to the fuel tank are a couple of rubber catches, if you will. You can see the standard 2CV exhaust there, and we've got this fuel tank taking the petrol. This is a little bit different. Okay, so this is the air filter. The air intake for the air filter is under this hatch in the floor. You can actually see the intake here. In there we have the battery, some electrical doodahs, and a cut-off switch. The reason is we've had to rewire it, so this has all gone in new. There we go. So that's the front cover down, and then here we are to refill up. Quite difficult actually, because I would imagine these would have been filled by jerry cans, and you can't get a jerry can in there, even with a spout on it. So a little bit of oversight there. So it's sort of okay at petrol pump, but not if you're trying to put a jerry can in. Shut this down. Okay, let's look at driving one of these. So we need to pull this lid down. This is good to show you. We have one hand brake mechanism, as you see in the 2CV, on this side of the driver, and two over here. This is to actually engage a pair of drive bands. It helps if the lid's down. These engage two sets of drive bands that link the front wheel drive to the rear wheel drive and give what in effect you could call a diff lock. So this is using a V-belt. On this side, this is the handbrake for the left-hand side of the vehicle, and this is the one for the right. And the reason for those is to get you out of trouble. So, shall we say you're on incredibly muddy ground and you're getting a bit stuck, instead of using the steering wheel, you can sort of use skid brakes. So drive along and hoik on one of these, and that will help you sort of wriggle your way out of the mud. So only use one of them to park at the moment. The main thrust, and that is, okay, so here's how to start one of these. We need to open up this lid where the passenger may be, and we turn on the electrics. I think it was on anyway, sorry about that. We then go over and turn on the power to the buggy, so we should see all the dials jump. There, did you see them jump? Which is fantastic. We reach under the seat, so down here is a choke, and that choke's pulled out, fully out. I'm not going to do it now because I've been driving it, but fully out, Then when it starts, then you put it into halfway, and then when it's warmed up, you push it back in. And these do warm up very, very quickly. Okay, we don't need any electrics lights. That's what would happen if we go over to here. But we are going to, brake lights might help actually. We've now got the ignition on. So it simply is pump the accelerator a few times to prime it. Checking that we're in neutral. And we press the starter button. Okay, so we're off. Checking over here, reverse is forward, first is back. Haven't driven this in a while, so back is into first. We're letting this handbrake off, so both of them are off. And then hands on the wheel, and off we go. And do my best. Okay, so here we go. You're very exposed. Okay, and we'll try going for fourth. Oh my gosh. Oh my days. No, it's too fast. It's dangerous. That is fast. There's no seatbelt. I'm just sat here, like basically over the front wheel. So a slight twitch on this steering wheel, and it's all over the place. The acceleration is madness in it. It's only just me, and it weighs absolutely nothing. I think it's 200 kilograms. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look that up. 4 gears on it. Goes as fast as 2CV. They used to have limiters on them. I'm not sure what this one's been fiddled with or not. But my goodness, it's fun! Oh my god! Oh, it's just really breathing. Oh. There we have it. The Lohr Fardier. Lohr is the producer, manufacturer, Lohr. They usually make sort of trailers, mostly sort of for French army as well. And the Fardier is its name, which means load carrier. They used to come with a trailer. They are few and far between the trailers, and they used to drop them down, probably in pairs from parachute. Well, they may have done parachutes. Definitely with helicopters, drop these down. And they mostly carried men, and also there was a mortar, so it was actually designed to carry a mortar and rounds. You can see these with radios in the back and paras all hanging off of it, paratroopers that is. So yeah, fantastic bit of kit. So why don't they use it anymore? Well, it only really was used sort of in the early 80s and then died out mid-80s. Reason was a quad bike. This was preceding that. Those quad bikes came in, they were a little bit more simpler, I would have thought. There was no need for it. So they entered into private hands. Lots of people did abuse them. This one has had a hell of a life. If you watch one of our earlier videos, you see where we've actually restored this completely, taken the engine out and rebuilt it, because it was absolutely caked in mud. I think people think by the shape of it that it should be sort of amphibious, and I think a lot of people put them into rivers and realised no, they're not. But it's great to get this one out again, have a run around, get the oil pumping. But I'm afraid it's back into storage again, and you may see this at a show.